I don't look like this anymore. And it's not just that I'm carrying more body fat now, I have significantly less muscle mass and am weaker than I was nearly 10 years ago. And by the standards placed on us by the fitness industry and social media, I've gone backwards. And you might feel the same. There might have been a time where you were leaner, or stronger, or fitter, so you feel like you've gone backwards too. But there's a very important reason why that mentality and the fitness industry and the standard advice of just focus on yourself is seriously fucking you up. To understand this, I need to explain a little bit of my history to you real quick. When I was 17, I was going out 3 or 4 nights a week, drinking and snorting my way through the party lifestyle of first year uni. I'd been going to the gym for a few years at this point, but when I decided to take my training seriously, I stopped all the partying and started picking my timetable to give me enough time to eat and get my workouts in between lectures, and was mapping out all the microwaves on campus to reheat my prepped meals. One time, I even skipped out on an exam early just so I can get a meal in. And of course, I failed that subject. So this moment marked a shift in my values. Instead of placing a lot of value in partying and fitting into the social life of uni, I started valuing the delayed gratification and daily efforts that go into the bodybuilding lifestyle. And then fast forward 7 years from that moment, and I'd built myself up a pretty good physique and a lifestyle and business around the gym. But then, after my last bodybuilding show nearly 10 years ago now, there was another shift in values. I love to learn, and I love pushing my performance and exploring my potential and passing that on to have a positive impact on as many people as possible through my coaching and my education businesses and through what I share for free here on social media. And bodybuilding was no longer helping me with that. The bodybuilding lifestyle doesn't really work when you're living out of a suitcase on tour around the world for 9 months at a time. And even now that I'm not traveling, instead of going to bed at 9 p.m. and sticking to my perfectly planned meal plan to support muscle growth, I'll happily stay up till 1 a.m. editing this video for it to wind up on here. I get more excited about delivering the best possible training experience to all my people on Gambaru than I do about my own training. And even with my own training, I've created some of my bodybuilding workouts to include more running, calisthenics, and athletic skills. So why am I telling you this? First, your actions will reflect your values. If you're not happy or satisfied with your current actions or life, there's a pretty good chance that they're misaligned with your values. It would be like me continuing to compete in bodybuilding and living that lifestyle, despite valuing the positive impact that I want to have on the wider fitness community and my connections with my family and friends, or other fitness goals like running a marathon or improving my athleticism. So much of the fitness industry is hyper-focused on comparisons. Comparisons to others and comparisons to previous versions of yourself, which has a dark side that not many people really talk about. You'll always be able to find somebody richer or more popular or smarter or better looking and by every other measurable metric further ahead than you, especially now with social media. The algorithm serves you up not just with one guy or girl with an amazing physique or performance, but thousands, which distorts your reality on the norm, and all of a sudden you are inadequate. Now, this shouldn't surprise you, but you'll also probably be able to look inwards and find periods in your past where you felt like you were further ahead than you are now. Comparison is inevitable. The way to work through this is not to tell yourself to focus on yourself, but to focus on your values. Because if I just focus on myself, I can compare myself to Eugene and get seriously depressed. But instead, I ask myself, how have my values shifted over time? And am I living my life in a way that aligns with those values and makes me happy? Eugene had a lot more muscle, but he couldn't run a 10K or do a handstand. Back then, I knew only a fraction of what I know now about training, nutrition, and coaching. I didn't have the friendships or the relationships that I have now, and hadn't overcome injuries or built the business, brand, and communities that have a positive impact on millions of people each week. So yeah, I don't look like this anymore, and by comparison, I've gone backwards. But that's not what we should be focusing on. My physique is a representation of my values in and out of the gym. It still does obviously include lifting weights and building muscle and getting stronger, but not to the extreme bodybuilding goals of the past. Now, of course, if I did value bodybuilding above all else, then yes, I've seriously gone backwards, even with all the other achievements that I might have, and should probably be a little bit upset with myself. But I do these things now because I value living a fit and healthy lifestyle, and because I love to learn and experiment my training and performance, and most importantly, I love sharing those experiences and information with you to help you. So I haven't gone backwards, I've taken several steps forwards down a different path to the one that I was on 10 years ago. And you haven't gone backwards either. Even in your darkest and most depressing moments, maybe it's from an injury or a breakup or you lose your job, as long as you're living your life in alignment with your values, you are exactly where you need to be. The algorithms in the fitness industry win when they make you feel inadequate by drawing comparisons to others and yourself. It's what keeps you scrolling and keeps your attention and keeps you buying. If you want to start winning, start focusing on your actions and how well they align with your values. This is something that I wish I heard a long time ago, so I hope it's been valuable to you. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.